Well, hello everyone. We're here to talk about the Hunter Killer tank. Now, I remember when the aerial Hunter Killer came out, there were a lot of builds of that showed up on YouTube and on modeling forums. But when this one came out, I don't remember seeing much of anything about it. So, I'm going to open the box and let everyone see what's in there, because it's a big box. I mean, a big box for a reason. This is not a small model, okay? It still has original plastic wrap on it. So we are opening it up live on camera. Well, it's not live. You guys don't see this live. Plastic on the floor. Glossy box. So I'm going to reposition the camera so we can see what's inside. I will be back in a minute. Okay, there we go. You can see my messy desk. You can see a couple of Christmas ornaments in the background. It's not too messy in here. Let's get this box open, shall we? It's a big box, so the camera's got to go up high. You really don't want to open. There we go. And inside we have gray plastic. Lots of gray plastic. Okay, hold on. Someone's at the door. Okay, sorry about that. We have some work going on in the backyard. And they were asking if the dog was in the backyard because he's kind of annoying to them, which I understand. What we have right here is the upper arms on the tank. The arms that hold the two side cannons. Okay? Along with a few other body pieces. We have the other parts of the arms that hold the side cannons, along with parts of the head. Yeah, I was hoping to kill the reflections off the plastic bags. That's not working. More bodies of the tank. This thing is not small. You can tell by looking at it. Then we get in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 identical sprue, which are for the tank treads. We have 2 identical sprue here, which I'm sure are for the body. We have a name plaque, which is the body as well. We have 2 more identical sprue. And we have rubber tracks. I'll open the bags so we'll be able to see everything. There isn't that many bags I have to open. It does have a few little clear parts. There are 3 clear sprue in this baggie. And directions. Now, they do sell a chrome-plated version of this. Okay? I didn't want the chrome-plated. I know how to use Alclad. Let's take a look at the directions. Let me put the box aside. And here, let me put them up there, and let's get that world-famous zoom going, shall we? There we go. Let me turn this thing where I can see it from where I'm at to make sure we're on camera. Ooh, we pushed it a little bit, but there we go. Okay, opening this up, you have a little black and white illustration there. First thing you do is track A assembly. Now, I don't think this track is going to be workable. It doesn't look that way. Well, it might be because it looks like the outer wheels can turn, but the inner wheels won't. That's track assembly A. You have track assembly B. There are 2 A's and 2 B's. Okay? And the third part is the whole assembly. Sides, front, and rear. This is not going to be a small model. Fourth part is the whole assembly, the bottom. So it's going to seal off fairly well. These little V portions right here, which are off camera, figures, the tracks are going to go there. When we get to step 5, we're putting the tracks on. Looks like I will be doing painting before I get to that part right there. Step 6 is the gun pod assembly. There are 2 of those. And then you do the front arms. And then we turn the directions over. The head. Step 8's the head. With the lights on it, the flashing lights. And then the torso comes next. And then the gun pods and the arms. And then final assembly. Again, everyone, this is not a small model. And when we come over here, painting. Well, the painting guide is pretty simplistic. It is basically chrome and black. And the only black on the whole thing is on the nameplate. The whole thing is chrome. Other than that. And I didn't show you the box art, but we can in a second. Let's go through the box art real quick. Since we've done with the directions. Lighting this has minimal lighting. Oh, we're too zoomed in, way too far on that. Lighting this has minimal lighting. We have 2 spotlights on the front and then the police lights at the top. There's the side view so you can get an idea just how big this thing is. There's the actual studio model they used. The studio model was kind of large. Sorry about the yawning. There's the other side. There's a photo of it. Okay. The thing is not small. Not even slightly. What scale is this? I think it's 1/32 scale or something like that. Yeah, 1/32 scale right there. So let's start taking a look at what was inside these bags. I know with the glare from the plastic, you can't see them that well. Well, you can't if I hold them in the right spot. But I know you guys would rather see what's inside them. Now, this one, they are not identical sprue. I thought they were at first. They are not. They are close to identical. Okay? We have our first sprue right here. I'm using the cardboard as a neutral color. We can zoom that some. And tilt the camera just a little. There we go. Okay. The cardboard's a good neutral color against this gray. And I bet I can turn some better lighting on too. Okay, now again, the cardboard is a good neutral against this gray. You can see these are the tank treads. And here's the back side of it. Not all that fabulous. The details seem to be good. Not as good as a Bandai kit, but you know, Pegasus is a small company. You can't expect miracles out of them. They just have some subjects that other people don't. And here's, oh, they are identical sprue. No, not quite. Yeah, they are. They are identical sprue. They're just in the bag backwards. Okay? So let's put that part aside. Let's get this one out. I think I'd be better prepared, right? With a knife or something? Nope, at least with a knife, but nope. There's the name plaque. Okay. A base plate with lots of logo information on it, but I think that goes on the underside of the tank, if I remember correctly. And since that is so indented, yeah, it's got copyright information in it. Since that is so indented in there, you could fill that in pretty easily. If you don't want that showing on your model kit. It looks like this has a swivel lock on it, so whatever clamps down on there should be able to pivot. Although, I don't know if I'd want to pivot anything on a paint job like we have to give this. I don't want any scratching on my paint. Seriously. That would be absolutely no fun. Let's get these out, shall we? Because there are 4 of these. These are for the tank treads. So I only need to open one, right? Okay, now, you tank people, it does look like it has rollers, but these guys aren't going to roll. It's not a workable tread. Not like the tanks would have. Okay? So, there you go right there. You can see the sprocket sizes are pretty good. I'm going to open one of these treads real quick so we can see how they would work on here. There's 4 of these. So you can see the tread real quick. Looks like it's got a nice imprint on there. This would have to be weathered. I don't know if this is styrene or what this is. Okay. But they're going to go together really nicely up here. It'll say in the directions, I'm sure, how to glue those together. I wonder if this is like Dragon's flexible styrene that will take glue. It'd be nice if it was. But what I'm curious about is how does this match up on there? Yeah, we're not going to see that way. I think these sprockets are more for show than anything. Or, yeah, I'd have to pull one off to get it to match up correctly. I'm not going to do that right now. So let me get this set aside since we've seen that. The clear parts, I'm not going to open that bag. They're just small little rectangles. They do have 2 clear caps for the floodlights that go on the front. Okay. So you can see what's there. Getting to the body of this thing. Two identical sprue again. We have the arms. Have some good details on those arms. Okay, that's probably a gun pod. And the outer cover for one of the treads and the inner cover. Okay, and here's the V that separates the 2 treads. Of course, they're identical because you've got left and right sides. And the arms would have a left or right side, and so would the gun pod. So, yeah, makes sense to have identical sprues. A lot of plastic in this little box. I can say that. We've only got 3 bags left. I know, we're sad. It's going to be over soon. Okay, there's some decent details on this piece. And you can see, again, this is not going to be small. There's my hand. There's an X-Acto knife. This is one of the Fisker X-Acto knives. It's funny, we call everything X-Acto knives, and X-Acto's a company. It should call it a hobby knife. There you go. The backside, unimpressive. Well, that's the inside, so it should be unimpressive. There's plenty of room inside this guy for batteries, whatever. You're not going to have trouble with that. In fact, I wonder, I'm going to go back and look at the directions in a second. I wonder if it's possible to open up the inside for a battery tray of some kind. I'm wondering if that's possible. Some of you are probably wondering, how come I haven't just used the knife to open these bags? That's the fun part. I get to randomly ramble as I make my stuff. Okay, so there's the support arms. that hang out off the side. The gun pods have a lockdown on them, so they should be able to swivel if they're done correctly. Okay, it has some gearing around the outside. I think that's just more for decoration. Neighbor's dogs are upset with something. One last look, and we will take a look at those directions and see if there's some way to do battery access for lighting that's easy. Okay, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Here's the last bit of the arms for the gun pods, and the last bit of the front of the torso. Another lockdown so things can swivel. It looks like this thing can be done very easily in sub-assemblies, painted and then put together in a final assembly. That would be very nice. That would be helpful too, if it can be done that way. Very, very helpful if it can be done that way. Of course, I put the directions at the bottom of the box, so I really got to dig to get it out. Now, the good part is all of the lighting is in the head. And if you look right here, the head does come apart. It has a swivel mount on the head on top of the torso. So if we come over here and look at the head assembly, I don't know if you're going to have easy access for a battery door. Maybe you could do something with some magnets with this part right here. I'll have to look if I build it to see if I can magnetize that front panel. And if I could, then it'd be really easy just to put batteries in and out of this thing very, very easily. I can tell from the other panels, the front of the head, you're not doing that. It'd have to be at the back of the head. The front of the head has 90% of the detail on it. Okay, it shows where the lenses go. There's swivel mounts for those. For the spotlights, I bet they're the exact same size as a 3mm LED. Wouldn't surprise me. So there you go. There's a look. Ooh, knife loose. There's a look at the hunter-killer tank from Terminator 2. Hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be a big model, a very big model. I will be back later.